I call Mrs. Anne Robertson.
What is your religion?
Socialist.
If she is an atheist, which I suppose is what she means, she may affirm.
Read aloud the words on this card and raise your right hand.
I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, you are Mrs. Anne Robertson of 15 Brent Gardens, Fulcherstown.
Today's leading case in the Crown Court is a civil action. Mrs. Annie Robertson has brought an action for libel against Stephen Ash, a Social Security officer working for the Department of Health and Social Security. She alleges that certain official reports made by Ash, which led to her Social Security benefits being withdrawn, were defamatory and malicious. The reports are said to be defamatory because in them it was stated that Mrs. Robertson was an alcoholic, mentally unstable, and cohabiting with a man called Edward Rimmer.
Yes, and you have 2 children. What are their ages?
Well, Janice, she's 6, and Roger, he's almost 4.
Yes. And in 1972, did you also have a lodger?
My lord,
Yes.
the exact status of Mr. Rimmer in the household is a major issue in this case, as my learned friend well knows.
Yes, that is plainly so, Mr. Parsons.
Yes, I'm sorry, my lord, I rephrased that question. In 1972, was there another member of the household?
Yes, Ted Rimmer.
Yes. Now, what was Mr. Rimmer's status in the household? I mean, how did you regard him?
Well, I mean, can I use the word?
Just answer the question, please, Mrs. Robertson.
He was a lodger, of course.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Parsons, having made your point, I suggest that from now on we refer to Mr. Rimmer as, Mr. Rimmer.
Yes, very well, my lord. Now, Mr. Rimmer paid for his accommodation, did he?
Well, that depended.
On what?
Whether he was in work, in the mood. I mean, whether he had any money.
Yes, but was he supposed to pay for his accommodation, and if so, how much?
£2.50 a week.
Yes. Now, did you have any other source of income?
My book.
What, your Social Security book, payments made by the Department of Social Security?
Yes, yes.
Now, how much did that amount to?
£13.75.
Yes, so with what Mr. Rimmer gave you, and I know you say he didn't pay you every week, that would give you a maximum weekly income of £16.25.
That's right.
Yes. Now, who was the person from the department who dealt with any queries arising out of your benefit? The defendant, Mr. Ash.
Yes.
Yes. Now, would you tell the court what happened on September the 19th, 1972?
My book was withdrawn.
Oh,
Yes. Now, how did you support yourself and your 2 children after that?
Well, I mean, Ted, he helped out for a bit.
Mr. Rimmer.
Yes, well, for a couple of weeks.
Yes, and then?
Well, when he left. I mean, he had a wife, an ex-wife and a kid. He had to pay maintenance to her, and we just lost his job. He couldn't do any more.
Yes. Now, why was your book withdrawn on September the 19th?
Because I wouldn't sleep with him.
My lord,
Oh, yes, Mr. Fry. That is what you believe. That is why you believe your book was withdrawn.
Oh, yes.
Do you realize the extreme gravity of what you are saying? That payments were withheld from you because you refused to have intercourse with the defendant, Stephen Ash?
Yes, I do.
And the reason stated for the withdrawal of your book, what was that?
Yeah, well, they don't put refused intercourse.
Yes, just answer my question.
Cohabitation.
Mr. Parsons?
Yes, cohabiting with Mr. Rimmer.
Yes.
And were you living together as man and wife?
No, I mean, that was ridiculous. I met Ted Rimmer at a New Year's party in 1970. I was still living with my husband then.
What happened to your husband?
Oh, he went off with somebody. He just vanished.
When was that?
That'd be the middle of 1970, about June, yeah. I was 5 months pregnant with Roger at the time.
Yes, Roger is your husband's child.
Of course he is.
Yes. Did you have intercourse with Mr. Rimmer?
Yeah.
When was the first time?
By the end of 1970, at a Christmas party, that was a year after I'd first met him.
Yes, and after that, shall we say, did you have an affair with him?
See, I mean, it's difficult to make you straight people understand.
Straight?
Yes, my lord, I believe by straight my client means more or less conventional people like myself. Possibly, your lordship.
Ah. What is it that's so difficult for us to understand?
I'll tell you. See, I've had my session with one man till death us do part, thank you very much. I'm on my own now. I support my 2 kids. I haven't got a fella and I don't want one. See, Ted there, he's the same. He doesn't want a woman, he's a roamer. We don't fit into any kind of slot. Now, you may not like that, but it's just the way it is. Yeah. Well, when Ted lost his digs at the end of 1971, he crashed in my place for a few days. And then he said, I mean, why should he pay for digs when he could pay me? How about it? He only needed a dos down. Look, he was scarcely never there most of the time. To say that we were living as man and wife, I mean, it's something that only he could have thought up.
Yes. Now, do you remember the events of September the 15th, 1972?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Now, will you please tell the court what happened?
Well, it was about tea time, just about 6 o'clock. Janice, she was out playing, she was next door. And Roger, he was just 2 then. He'd been in bed all day with a bad cough. See, people don't realise those houses are so rotten with damp, your child's whole future
Mrs.
can be...
Just try and keep to the events of that evening, please.
Yeah, well, I thought that I was going down with the same bug as Roger, you see. So I went in to get undressed to go to bed for a bit, and then a doorbell went, and I put on my dressing gown, and it was him, Stephen Ash.
Yes, were you expecting him?
Of course I wasn't expecting him.
I mean, you received no communication to the effect that he was going to pay you a visit.
Communication? Listen, they come when it bloody suits them. Yeah, well... I mean, he came in and he started abusing me. He started straight into me. He said, who did I think I was trying to con? He wasn't blind. He knew that Ted had moved into my room, and unless I gave him what he wanted, he would see that my...
Just a moment. Are those the actual words he used?
What?
Unless you give me what I want. Did he actually say that?
No, but that was what he meant. See, he always went round the houses...
Yes, well, Mrs. Robertson, if you just tell us what he said.
He said, leave him or you'll lose your benefit.
He said that?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
But he even wanted us to set up house together.
But in so many words?
No, love, that wasn't his way. See, he hinted, nudge, nudge. I've had some heavy passes in my time, but...
Yes. Now, what did you say to all this?
Go away.
Were those the actual words?
Words I use, no piss off.
Yes, and did he, go?
No. He followed me about. He went all peculiar, all sort of worked up. I'd never seen him like that before. He kept saying, they'll cut off your benefit like that. You understand that? They'll cut it off, as long as you understand that. I mean, I just, I shut off. You stop hearing. I felt bloody awful, and I said to him, look, you can do what you like, but I'm going to my bed. Well, I went into the bedroom and I started taking off my dressing gown, and well, the next thing I know, he's all over me.
What exactly did he do to you?
Well, he just kind of mauled me about.
Where?
Yes.
Your breasts?
Yes, he was like a maniac. And then a flat door went and Ted...
Mr. Rimmer?
Yes, he threw him out of the flat.
Yes. Now, why didn't you go to the police?
You what?
The police.
Oh.
Why didn't you go to the police?
Just answer counsel's question.
Our word against him? Who do you think they're going to believe? Listen, if you're on your own with 2 kids, all the SS think you must be dying for it, an easy lay. And the police are the same as the SS, fascists, the whole lot of them.
Yeah, they're right. Silence.
Mrs. Robertson, you have these feelings about the police and about the impossibility of a court preferring your story to Mr. Ash's. Why are you going through this whole process now?
Because we found evidence on paper.
Yes, my lord, in the agreed bundle of documents, page 4.
Yeah.
Now, do you recognize the document on page 4 there?
Yes.
Now, when did you first see it?
On the 19th of April, 1973, at the DHSS in Rayburn Road. The clerk had left it on the table.
Yes.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's unbelievable.
And then?
I just picked it up and walked out.
Yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will see that the document on page 4 is, in fact, a copy of Mrs. Robertson's DHSS form A6M. And you will notice in section 9 that there is a cross marked against the important features relating to the claimant in the box marked mental health doubtful. Now, Mrs. Robertson, has your mental fitness ever been in any doubt?
No.
No. Now, you will also notice, members of the jury, that in part 2 of section 9, under other important features, it states, mentally unstable, a manic depressive sort of person with violent mood changes. Now, Mrs. Robertson, have you ever been seen by or treated by a psychiatrist?
No.
Has any doctor or medical authority ever suggested you should see a
No,
psychiatrist?
no.
Has anyone ever suggested you should see a psychiatrist?
Only him.
The defendant?
Yeah. He's the one who should see a psychiatrist.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, it also says she can manage home and children well at times, but problems arise due to her being well on the way to becoming an alcoholic, is violent and unreliable. Now, Mrs. Robertson, are you well on the way to becoming an alcoholic?
No.
But you do drink on occasions.
Yeah, I mean, I take a drink, but not like that.
Yes. Now, would you read the words which have been underlined in the recommendation for action which Mr. Ash sent to his superior officer?
Cohabitation. Suspicions now confirmed. Aforesaid E. Rimmer has sex with this woman. This is not denied. There is a common meal table and bedroom. Claimant at one time admitted that one of her 2 children, Roger, was Rimmer's child. Subsequently retracted this. Claimant cautioned, became violent, both physical and verbal, refused to make statement, although strongly advised to do so.
Yes. Now, Mrs. Robertson, the evening when you say that Mr. Ash indecently assaulted you, what date was that?
September the 15th, 1972.
Yes. Now, members of the jury, as you will see, the date on this report recommending the withdrawal of Mrs. Robertson's Social Security card was just 3 days later, September the 18th, 1972.
You believe in militancy, do you, Mrs. Robertson?
I believe in fighting for what's right, yes.
Well, let's have a look at a fight you had on the 12th of August, 1972. You were at the Rayburn Road DHSS office on that day, weren't you?
Well, I don't know.
Then let me refresh your memory. You were arguing on behalf of a Mrs. Violet Lambert for a special clothing allowance for her daughter, Cheryl. In the course of that argument, you threw a shoe through the office window, didn't you? A window was broken, wasn't it?
Yes.
By a shoe?
A kid's shoe, yes.
Well, perhaps you'd care to tell us your version of what happened.
Yes. They wouldn't give her the clothing allowance. See, they said she'd got shoes. She had. Holes with cardboard round them. I was pointing that out to the clerk when a manager came through, so I passed the shoe to him.
And he missed it.
That's right.
How much do you drink?
What?
That's a simple question, isn't it?
Average.
Lord, I'd like to introduce an exhibit which is pertinent at this particular point.
Indeed.
Would you look at this, please? Do you recognize it? It's a bill, isn't it? from the Fulchester Carafe Wine Company Limited. This is a mail-order company, my lord, supplying the cheaper varieties of vin ordinaire.
Long.
Yes, my lord. Now, this is quite clearly for deliveries in August and September of 1972 to you, at your address, the total sum being £45.70. Did you take those deliveries?
I don't know.
Did you or did you not?
Yes.
For your own consumption?
Yeah, well, there's always a lot of people in and out the house.
No doubt. Who paid the bill? Mrs. Robertson, a £5 a week wine bill would be somewhat beyond the means of a woman living on social security, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Who paid it?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Oh, come on, Mrs. Robertson. Oh, well, let's see if you can remember something else. Would you look at this photograph, please? This is number 10 in the agreed bundle, my lord.
Yes.
Now, that's you with Mr. Rimmer, who is holding the baby.
Yes.
A family group. It looks like a family group, doesn't it?
So what does that prove? We're human beings. That was a happy afternoon.
Now, you say you first met Mr. Rimmer at a party and then slept with him after another party a year later.
Yes.
Now, from January 1970, when you first met him, to June of that year is 6 months, and in June of that year, you were 5 months pregnant, weren't you?
Yes, but
Now, just a moment. If you had slept with Rimmer when you first met him, it would have been possible for you to be pregnant by him in June, wouldn't it?
Possible, but as I
Mrs. Robertson, we've seen that you haven't got the best of memories. Is it possible that your memory has got these two parties confused?
You mean I slept with him in the January and didn't meet him until the following Christmas?
It wouldn't be surprising in your sort of society, would it?
Oh, dear
I
me,
beg your
Mr.
pardon, my
Fry,
lord, I should not have said
now.
that. Whenever the date when you first slept with Rimmer, the relationship developed into a much closer one, didn't it?
Rubbish.
To the extent where he was paying some of your bills.
Listen, that's a load of... That was his bill. You don't understand.
Indeed I don't. It's got your name on it. Surely you're not trying to deny that. If he was supporting your drinking to this extent, what else was he paying for? Was your social security benefit a nice little bonus, extra pocket money?
You've got no right to say that.
I have every right to put that question to you, Mrs. Robertson, just as Mr. Ash had every right to protect public money.
Ted, Mr...
Yes?
Yeah, well, it's confused. It was 2 years ago.
What happened on the 15th of September 1972 that's not confused?
When something like that happens to you, you do remember it.
Well, let's see, shall we? I am obliged to my learned friend who's gone to a great deal of trouble to separate the meanings you read into your interview with Mr. Ash from the words you actually quote him as using. They are very simple in number. Leave him or you lose your benefit. Leave him or you lose your benefit. Are they not the very words he should have used? They'll cut off your benefit like that, as long as you understand that. Now, Mrs. Robertson, if Mr. Ash thought that you were cohabiting with Mr. Rimmer, was it not his duty to give you that warning?
Yes, but it was the way...
Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
it was the way he said
You
that.
thought there was something about his tone of voice that indicated that his motivation was personal rather than professional.
Yes.
That's your interpretation, Mrs. Robertson. Now, let's see if we can take this memory of yours back to the point where you'd entered the bedroom. You started taking off your dressing gown.
Yes.
Before Mr. Ash came into the room.
Yes.
Why was that?
I was ill. I was going to bed.
In the course of taking off your dressing gown, did you say, well, come on, come and get it if you want it?
Oh.
Mrs. Robertson, I would remind you that you are on oath. Did you or did you not use those words?
Not those words, no.
Words like them.
That
Words
was
like
a
them.
joke. His face...
So you did use them? And are you seriously asking the jury to believe that you were joking?
Yeah, but I never thought that he would... I couldn't get rid of him. I just couldn't get him out of the flat. He was round me like a fly, don't you understand?
I think I understand very well, Mrs. Robertson. You knew that Mr. Ash was coming that evening, didn't
I
you?
honestly didn't.
And you knew what he was going to say, didn't
No,
you?
look, you can't say that. I didn't know he was coming and I didn't give him the come on. I didn't. I knew it was the one way to get rid of him. He's frightened of sex.
And are you telling us that a man who was frightened of sex committed a sexual assault on you? It's all very confused and contradictory, isn't it, Mrs. Robertson? The product of a confused and contradictory mind, Mrs. Robertson. I have no more questions, my lord.
Now, Mrs. Robertson, were you or were you not assaulted on the evening of the 15th of September 1972 by Mr. Ashe, as you described?
I was.
Now, this joke, this remark you made, it was made in a frivolous manner in order to shock him away. Is that what you were trying to tell
I was
us?
just so fed up with him.
Yes, but it didn't have the desired effect.
No, he just came at me.
Yes, now, one moment. Where were you standing in relation to him? Were you facing the door?
No, I was partly turned away and had my arms half in and... You see, that's why I couldn't do anything about it for a minute. I was all tangled up in that bloody gown.
I have no further questions, my lord.
You may leave the witness box, Mrs. Robertson.
I call Edward Rimmer. You are Edward Winston Rimmer of 18 Canal Side, Fulchester.
Yeah.
Now, where were you living in August and September 1972?
Big Annie's, Mrs. Robertson.
Yes. What was your relationship?
I lodged there. I was there on and off for a couple of years, 1971 and 2. Mostly off because I move about a lot, you see, but once the SS see a pair of trousers, well, they jump on you, just to save themselves a few lousy quid a week. That's what it was all about.
Yes. Now, by the SS, you mean the Department of Social Security.
Yeah.
Now, you have, in fact, got a wife in Liverpool to whom you pay maintenance benefit.
Ex-wife.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. What accommodation do you have with Mrs. Robertson?
Little corner. Put-you-up thing in the living room. Ted's Corner, the kids called it.
Yes. And do you pay for this?
Well, yeah.
Yes.
£2.50.
And do you pay for anything else?
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, for example, this bill from the Fulchester Carafe Wine Company.
Every bottle of that was paid for.
Well, yes, but that wasn't the question. Do you mean there was some doubt as to whether it was paid for at all?
No, but you see,
Did you or did you not pay for this wine?
Yes, Your Honour. Your Lordship.
And you bought it from Mrs. Robertson?
Yeah.
Now, did you provide any other form of financial support?
No. Well, presents, you know.
Presents?
Yeah, like clothes for the kids. You see, I mean, I didn't want people to think that I was...
You liar, you never did.
I did, love.
Mrs. Robertson, I will not tolerate any interruption of these proceedings. If you try to talk to the witness again, I'll have you removed.
I mean, we weren't cohabitating. That's a daft suggestion. But I didn't want to give people the impression that I would let them...
Mr. Will, if you just confine yourself to answering my questions, please. Now, September the 15th, 1972. What time did you get back to 15 Brent Gardens that evening?
6:30 about.
Yes, and what happened when you entered the flat?
They were fighting in the bedroom.
Did you actually see them fighting?
She told me that he'd come...
Mr. Miller, if you just tell us what you saw.
Well, it was obvious what he'd been up to.
Did you actually see any of it yourself? Did you actually see the defendant's hands on her?
Well, no, not exactly on her, but only just off her.
I see.
Her nightdress was torn, ripped right down the middle.
The case of Robertson versus Ashe will be resumed tomorrow in the Crown Court.
It's not just yes, I see, thank you. Mr. Rimmer, I believe you describe yourself as a a freelance road haulier.
Yeah.
But you were an employee for a time in 1972.
Was I?
Weren't you? For the Fulster Warehouse Group.
Yeah.
Yes, one of whose subsidiaries is the Fulster Carafe Wine Company, who dismissed you from their employ.
That's not true. I left. Any road, what the hell's that got to do
Mr.
with this
Rimmer.
case?
Mr. Parsons, I think it would help us if you could explain the relevance of this line of questioning.
My learned friend has sought to establish from this invoice of the Fulster Carafe Wine Company some proof of both my client's capacity for alcohol and Mr. Rimmer's financial support.
Yes.
However, it will be seen in closer inspection that this is, in fact, a combined invoice delivery note. Now, I understand from certain sources that by a manipulation of the carbon copy in the documentation, one load of wine may be drawn from the warehouse and a smaller amount invoiced.
Look here, you can't accuse me
Be
of...
quiet, Mr. Rimmer. I shan't warn you again.
With respect, my lord, whatever the rights or wrongs of this, Mr. Rimmer is not on trial today.
Yes. What are you trying to establish from this witness?
Well, whether the wine, though delivered to her address, was in fact for Mrs. Robertson, or whether it was for redistribution.
Yes, I think it would be helpful to know that, but your client did not give that explanation.
Oh, that is true, my lord. I can recall her if you desire.
Oh, no. Let's get on.
Yes, thank you, my lord. Now, was the wine for Mrs. Robertson?
Some of it was.
Yes, how much?
I got a special discount. It was all above board.
What was?
Reselling it.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Rimmer. No further questions, my lord.
Some of the wine was for Mrs. Robertson.
Yeah.
There were always plenty of crates in the flat.
Well, sometimes, yeah.
She could help herself when she wanted to.
She could, yeah. But, I mean, that doesn't make her a...
Alcoholic?
No.
Now, Mr. Rimmer, you paid £2.50 a week rent in August and September of 1972 for your corner.
Yeah.
Did you have a rent book?
No.
No?
No, well, what do you think she was, a landlady?
Wasn't she? Mr. Rimmer?
Oh, well, yeah, but... Well, what I mean to say is... Well, you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean, Mr. Rimmer.
Well, you see, we weren't, you know, formal like that. Not formal.
No, you weren't formal like that. No, in fact, you were very informal indeed. Intimate, weren't you?
Well, you hear her say that.
Never mind what she said. You were intimate with her.
On and off, yeah.
And how often would on and off be?
Yeah, look, this is going a bit far, isn't it? I come here in the interest of justice and he start... Do I have to answer that?
I'm afraid you do, Mr. Rimmer.
Once a week.
Certainly, you sound very positive.
Fridays. Being usually away in the middle of the week, it'd be a case of back home, down the boozer, and once a week. Fridays.
September the 15th, 1972 was a Friday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
But you didn't go to the boozer that evening, did you?
Ah. She was very ill. Very ill that evening.
Was she?
Raging temperature.
Did you measure it?
Eh? Well, no. I mean, she was hot, you know, feverish. Particularly after he'd stuck his
Did you
dirty...
call a doctor?
No.
When she was so ill? Mr. Rimmer, are you the kind of man who, when he's walked up a hill, describes it in the boozer afterwards as climbing a mountain?
What's all that mean?
You're not a lorry driver. You have to be a freelance road haulier.
I am.
You're the kind of man who only has to see two people arguing in a bedroom to find the woman's nightdress suddenly dramatically ripped from top to bottom. The only trouble being that the ripping occurred afterwards in your vivid imagination.
I can see it. I can see it now.
Yes, I know you can see it now, but did you see it then? What colour was it? I understand you can see the tear, but not the material that was torn. Now, Mr. Rimmer, your rent. £2.50 isn't a very large weekly rent for one room, is it?
Part of a room.
Oh, Ted's Corner, yes, I'm sorry, I forgot. But you had use of the flat.
Well, yeah, but when you say use of the flat,
lavatory.
of course I use a lavatory.
The bathroom.
Yeah.
The kitchen.
Sometimes.
The bedroom, Mrs. Robertson's bedroom, at least you said on Fridays.
Fridays, yeah, but half the time I wasn't
A
there.
bargain, wasn't it, at £2.50? Mr. Rimmer, you're a generous man.
Eh?
Are you a generous man?
Suppose it's the next man, yeah.
You wouldn't see two children go without.
Well, no.
You bought presents for them, you say?
Just odd things. A coat, you know, nothing regular. I mean, that's not support. Any human being wouldn't
How
let...
much a week would that amount to?
You don't add things like that up. You just stick your hand in your pocket.
You don't add things up like that, oh no. Eating arrangements. Where did you eat?
In the kitchen.
With the family?
When I was there, it was the only place to eat.
And the food you ate, did that come out of the £2.50?
Look, you trying to make out I took the bread out of their mouths, I paid my whack.
But what exactly was your whack, Mr. Rimmer? You wouldn't know if what you were eating came out of your own money or out of the social security benefits, would you? Because it was all so intermingled, wasn't it? As things must be in a family unit, is that not right? You told me you had no rent book.
I didn't.
Is that in fact because there was no rent? Because your relationship was much deeper than that of landlady and tenant, much more nearly that of husband and wife.
That's rubbish.
Is it? You eat at the same table, you share expenses, you share the same bed, at least on Fridays, you said. Well, you can appreciate, can you not, that an observer might well think that you were living together as man and wife. And you can appreciate that if you seem to be enjoying the benefits and comforts of a common home, it would be reasonable of that observer to think that you should support that home and not draw money from the state.
I don't know what a reasonable observer would think.
That's very obvious.
How many bloody women are you expecting me to support? I wasn't there half the time, 3/4. I keep trying to tell you, there's my ex-wife, there's the maintenance on her and the kid, there's London.
Go on, Mr. Rimmer.
Well, I have a similar little corner in London, you see.
Another corner?
Yeah. Well, when you're on the lorries, you're half the time in one place, half the time in another. Stands to reason that you... What do you expect a man to do? Cohabitation and all the rest of that rhubarb. Annie was my weekend. We're good friends. Good friends. I keep trying to tell you I was away more often than I was there. He knew that. He just wanted to get me out. There was only one reason why he wrote that report.
I've no more questions, my lord.
No re-examination, my lord.
You may leave the witness box.
Thank you, my lord.
Thank you, Mr. Rimmer.
That concludes the case for the plaintiff, my lord.
Lord, one of my witnesses, Mr. Summers, has an agent engagement elsewhere, and with your permission, I'd like to call him before my client.
Mr. Parsons.
No, I have no objections, my lord.
You are Malcolm Gerald Summers of Palace Terrace, Fulchester?
I am.
You are the manager of the Department of Health and Social Security office in Rayburn Road, Fulchester?
Yes,
As his superior, how did you regard Mr. Ash's work?
very highly.
You had confidence in his judgment when he filed a cohabitation report on Mrs. Robertson on the 18th of September 1972.
Absolutely. The report didn't surprise me in the least. Big Annie, Mrs. Robertson, was well known to us. She had always tended to flout her relationship with Rimmer.
Now, what exactly do you mean by flout, Mr. Summers?
Well, my lord, for instance, once she came to Rayburn Road.
When?
Oh, in the summer of 1972. I'm sorry, I can't be more precise. She was appealing on behalf of some woman who had her book removed for cohabitation. She was always appealing on behalf of someone or other. And she said...
To you?
Yes, my lord. She said, why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because you daren't, dare you?
What did you take that to mean?
It seemed to me, my lord, that she was throwing down the gauntlet. There were other claimants there, and I got the impression she was saying, if you make enough noise, the DHSS daren't take your book away.
That was your impression?
Yes.
Yes, I suppose it's a possible interpretation, yes, Mr.
I'm obliged, my lord. Is there any truth in that, Mr. Summers, that if you make enough noise, the DHSS doesn't take action?
We decide each case on the facts, and the facts alone.
Did Mr. Ash's report strike you as in any way unusual?
Well, it was a little forceful, perhaps, but no, I wouldn't describe it as being unusual.
On the way to being an alcoholic?
That sort of statement is not unfamiliar in this sort of report, unfortunately.
Mentally unstable, a manic depressive sort of person with violent mood changes?
Well, that is rather strongly expressed, perhaps, but I wouldn't say it was untrue. You see, we have to make assessments not only on people's needs, but also on what sort of people they are. Now, unfortunately, some people are unstable. They do lie. They do claim money illegally, but this is public money. It is our duty to see that this money is rightfully disposed of.
Your duty, yes. And it was Mr. Ash's duty to submit this report to you.
Indeed it was.
Thank you.
Mr. Summers, are you aware that the Social Security Act 1966 does not define cohabitation?
Of course.
So the decision as to whether a man and woman are living together as husband and wife is largely at your discretion.
No, of course it isn't.
No, when there's nothing laid down.
There are plenty of precedents.
Precedents?
The Supplementary Benefits Commission has laid down certain guidelines. Now, living together becomes cohabitation when a certain number of factors accumulate. Is there a common home? How long has the partnership lasted? Is there a child by it? Do they share the same bedroom, the same meal table, or the same name?
Yes, however, if we look at the Supplementary Benefits
Well,
Handbook on
fascinating
page
though
9,
this technical exploration may be, is it germane to the case?
How is it germane, Mr. Parsons?
Oh, my lord, Mr. Summers has laid great stress on the normality of the defendant's report, giving the impression it's the sort of thing that happens every day, whereas it is part of my client's case that a normal report may be defamatory.
My client can't be held responsible for that.
Are you trying to assert that the system itself is on trial here?
Oh, no, my lord, but I'm most concerned that the jury shouldn't think it beyond criticism. There's a great deal of well-informed opinion in this country that believes that the cohabitation rule is bad and unworkable, a fact that I believe that this case stresses.
My lord, there are wide social and political issues here which are not the concern of this court, and in any case these reports are privileged.
Yes, I quite agree. I can't allow you to take this any further. This is not a forum for public debate.
Your lordship pleases. Now, Mr. Summers, you weren't surprised when you read Mr. Ash's report.
No, I wasn't.
No, it confirmed what you already thought.
Well, yes.
So you accepted it without question.
I question everything.
Of course. That's a standard we all try and set ourselves. But did you question anything in this report?
Well, you can't check everything.
Did you check anything?
Mr. Ash is a man of integrity. I took his word at the time, and, well, I still do.
Did you check anything?
Well, you only check things like that when
Answer counsel's question, Mr. Summers.
No.
Thank you. Were there no special investigators used in this case?
Well, they're only necessary when the man claims to be living apart from the woman. Well, in this case, they weren't necessary. We had a strong case, the facts were there, and I knew the claimant concerned.
Oh, yes, you did, didn't you? You knew Mrs. Robertson personally.
Yes.
Would you prefer to describe her as a thorn in your flesh?
It is a very fair description, yes.
Yes, she made life difficult for you.
She was not an easy client.
Yes, in her brushes with you, Mrs. Robertson was mostly campaigning for someone else there, wasn't she?
Well, she interfered.
Yes, Mr. Summers?
She mostly spoke on behalf of other people, yes.
Yes. So when her own case came up in Mr. Ash's report, was not your consideration of it prejudiced and biased? Yes. Well, perhaps you'll now answer the question.
Well, personal feelings don't enter into it. Each case is decided on its merits, on the facts.
I see. And on your character assessments of your clients.
Yes.
Mr. Summers, what are the medically recognized stages of alcoholism?
Well, how is that relevant?
You must answer counsel's questions, Mr.
Well, sorry, but I can't answer it. I don't know.
Yes, well, what are the generally recognized symptoms from which one would conclude if a person was suffering from manic depressive psychosis?
That's ridiculous. I don't know.
Yes, well, do any of your staff receive psychiatric training?
Well, no, but...
No, thank you. No further questions, Mr. Summers.
I have no re-examination, my lord.
You may leave the witness box, Mr. Summers. Thank you for attending.
I call the defendant, Stephen Ash. You are Stephen Ash of 8 Netherbridge Street, Fulchester.
Yes.
You work as a social security officer for the Department of Health and Social Security in Rayburn Road, Fulchester.
Well, I'm under suspension.
I see. Now, Mr. Ash, when did you first visit Mrs. Robertson?
At the beginning of January 1972, January the 3rd.
And what was the reason for this particular visit?
She'd sent in a spurious BO40, which she'd filled up with...
One moment. What was spurious?
BO40, clothing allowance form, for internal use only, my lord. The Claimants' Union and like-minded bodies somehow obtain copies and send them in.
And that is wrong, is it?
Oh, quite wrong procedure, yes. We have to judge what they need.
I see, Mr. Fry.
Can you explain exactly what this particular form is for?
If the person under benefit or dependent has inadequate clothing, then he or she may claim to make up such deficiencies. BO40 lists the minimum clothing it is felt desirable for a person to have. For instance, a boy should have jacket or wind cheater, 1, trousers, 2 pairs, socks or stockings, 3 pairs.
Thank you. And you'd received such a form from Mrs. Robertson?
A clothes shop, as we term it. Oh, she'd filled everything in. I think she was trying me out. New man on the job, see what we can get out of it.
What did she get out of you?
Pair of knickers for the girl, undervest for the boy.
What was her reaction?
Very verbal.
Abusive?
Yes.
Did anything else come up at this first meeting?
Well, cohabitation.
You saw something that made you suspect this?
There was a donkey jacket on the peg behind the door. A pair of men's carpet slippers, well worn. Coupon saved from a small cigar packet. She smoked cigarettes.
Did you confront her with this?
I asked her if she understood what cohabitation meant. She said, I understand a bloody sight more about it than you do. And then she threatened me with a bottle. She said if I didn't get out, she'd brain me with it.
And what did you do?
Well, I talked to her. Her attack was a cry for help.
Mr. Ash, surely this is a rather unusual way of asking for help.
Well, she was in a very disturbed state. She had a lot of problems, personal problems, but she blamed them on society. Being a representative of that society, she attacked me. But I was only the outlet.
Ah, yeah. Yes, I think I see what you mean. You did not regard this attack as personal.
That's right, my lord.
Yes, Mr. King.
Did your talking to Mrs. Robertson do any good?
No, she was very rigid in her views.
You followed up your suspicions about cohabitation?
Oh, yes, I met Mr. Rimmer. They didn't deny he was staying there part of the week, but then he started classifying himself as a lodger. So I made out a fresh A1114.
What was that?
What?
A claimant form for benefit. And I reduced the benefit by £2.50, the amount of the alleged rent.
When was that?
Soon after, beginning of February.
Did you believe that Rimmer was the lodger?
No, I thought they were cohabiting then.
And why didn't you take action at that time?
I wasn't sure. See, we don't like taking people's books away, at least I don't. I've never done it unless I was absolutely sure that the rules were being broken. Besides, I thought that the relationship between Mrs. Robertson and Mr. Rimmer was likely to break up at any moment.
In which case, withdrawing the book would have been irrelevant.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Ash, will you look at your file on Mrs. Robertson, Form A6M? This is page 4 of the bundle. Not. Would you be kind enough to read out some of the headings over the boxes you're required to tick when you're assessing a client?
Chronic illness, mental health doubtful, child neglect.
Thank you. Now, what do you regard as the purpose of these boxes?
Well, the department...
No. I mean, what do you think their purpose is?
Well, they're important features of the claimant. They describe what she is. Any special problems for us? Needs, yes. What they need.
Needs? In other words, they're there for the benefit of the...
Yes, I'm sure you're not going to put words into your client's mouth, Mr. Fry.
I think he's approached the point, Lord.
Approached, but not yet reached, I think.
As your lordship pleases. Why did you put a tick through mental health doubtful?
Because it was. It is.
But on what grounds did you make this judgment?
On what I saw. On her abnormal behaviour patterns. I'll give you an example. That first time when she came for me with a bottle, well, I talked her out of it. From screaming at me, she suddenly dropped the bottle and began laughing hysterically. Violent changes of mood. Well, you've seen her here.
Well on the way to being an alcoholic?
Well, crates of wine in the flat always.
Well, it has been suggested that they were for redistribution.
Maybe. But Rimmer let her take what she wanted. She was a different person when he was about. He encouraged her to drink. She'd had a lot to drink on that Friday evening.
September the 15th we're talking
yes.
about. What made you aware of that?
Her manner. Empty bottle in the waste bin, half-empty bottle on the table.
You remember the events of that evening clearly?
Oh, yes, I do.
And did you notify her that you were going to call?
Yes, I sent her the usual notice, proposed a visit, afternoon of the 15th.
But do you keep copies of these notices?
Oh, no, it's just a little slip, you know, like a compliment slip.
Yes, I see. And what was the purpose of this visit?
To inform her that I was reporting her as a cohabitation case.
And what had brought you to this decision?
During the preceding 2 months, Rimmer had been living more or less permanently at Brent Gardens. I noticed
this was when he was working for the Fulchester Carafe Wine Company?
Yes. I noticed that blankets and sheets, previously kept in the folding portion of the pitch-you-up bed in the living room, were no longer present. In the bedroom, there were signs that 2 people were sleeping there regularly. Ashtrays on each side of the bed, 2 pillows, soil patches on each, suggesting regular use.
So you were satisfied that they were living together as man and wife at that stage, and that therefore Mrs. Robertson was drawing benefit illegally?
Oh, yes, yes. I cautioned her, and she said, "Don't be bloody daft." Well, I gave her the reasons, which I have just given you, and then she took a photograph.
Just one
out of
moment.
the
This is
drawer
document 10, my lord. Did you recognise the child?
Yes, Roger, Mrs. Robertson's son. And then she threw the picture on the table, and she said, "If you want evidence, you can find plenty, but you still can't stop my benefit."
What did you infer from that?
Well, that Roger was Mr. Rimmer's son.
Did you regard that as conclusive proof of cohabitation?
Oh, no, but very strong additional evidence.
I wonder why she should give it to you.
Because she was drunk. Because that was exactly the sort of mood she was in, defiant. She thought she was too big for anyone to touch, whatever evidence they had. Well, I picked up the picture, and I put it in my briefcase. She went very quiet. I think she must have realized what she'd done. She said, "You're not really going to do anything, are you?" Well, I asked her if she wanted to write out a statement, which I would include with my report. She didn't say anything. She got up and she went into the bedroom. I followed her to ask her again. She started to open her clothing. She said, "Come on, you'd better have it if you want it."
Mrs. Robertson maintains that she was joking. Was this your impression?
Oh, no, not at all.
Did you touch her?
No.
What happened then?
Well, as soon as she heard Rimmer enter the flat, she flew at me. She went berserk. And then Rimmer came in, and before I knew what was happening, he got hold of me as if it was me that... And then he threw me outside, on the street.
When did you write your report, Mr. Ash?
Monday.
Can you recollect your frame of mind when you wrote it?
Yes. I was sorry about it, but quite calm, you know. We do calm down quick. You get the practice. We get a lot of hostility.
Did you try to make an objective report, which it was your duty to do?
Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
And you believed the statements in it to be true?
They were true. Absolutely true.
Thank you.
The case of Robertson versus Ash will be resumed tomorrow in the Crown Court.
Seems very reasonable.
Mr. Ash, do you have a sense of humour? Do you have a sense of humour?
Well, I suppose. I enjoy the occasional joke, yes.
The occasional joke. Do you know when someone's being serious and when they're not?
Of course.
Do you know when someone's laughing at you?
Really, my lord, I don't know how my client's supposed to answer that sort of question.
Oh, be a little less oblique, Mr. Parsons.
Yes, I'll try, my lord. The first time when Mrs. Robertson came at you with the bottle, you talked to her.
Yes.
And she put the bottle down and started laughing hysterically, you say. Did it not occur to you that she might be laughing at you?
Her behaviour was abnormal.
Yes, but that doesn't answer the question, Mr. Ash. Did it never occur to you at all that she might be laughing at you?
No.
Thank you. Do you drink?
Yes.
Well, how much? How often?
Occasional light ale.
Yes. Are you married?
No.
Have you ever been married?
No.
No. In the summer of '72, did you have a girlfriend?
No. I couldn't.
You couldn't.
My mother. My mother was ill, dying.
I see. When did your mother die?
June the 12th, in the morning.
Yes. Had she been ill for long?
8 years. She had arthritis, then cancer.
Yes, so between your mother and your clients, it didn't leave you very much time for social activities.
Fishing on Sundays.
Fishing. As a member of a club?
You catch more by yourself.
Yes, I see. Would it be fair to say that following your mother's death, your main relationships were with your clients?
Oh, yes. I like my job.
Is there a risk of getting over-involved with them?
Yes.
Yes. Do you tend to become over-involved?
I do not. I watch that very carefully. We're trained not to become emotionally involved.
Yes. Now, you're personally responsible for 150 claimants.
About that.
How many home visits would you make in a year?
Oh, no idea.
Oh, well, let me try and help you. You have office work to do, holidays, courses to go on. If I said that for 250 days in the year, you managed to do an average of 3 home visits a day, making a total of 750, would I be erring on the side of generosity?
Oh, yes, you would.
Yes. Now, that means that each claimant is seen, on average, 3 times a year.
And it does work like that. Some people you never see, some people you never stop seeing.
Like Mrs. Robertson.
Mrs. Robertson was a very demanding claimant.
Yes, so much so that you had to see her no less than 14 times between January and September 1972. I mean, you've recorded them quite meticulously in your records. Your records are correct.
Of course my records are correct.
Yes. Now, did you visit Mrs. Robertson on June 16th, 1972, and on June 20th, 1972?
I can't remember individual dates if they're on the records.
No. They're not on the records. Did you visit her on these dates?
It's possible.
Possible, yes. Possible, because you made a number of visits to Mrs. Robertson which are not recorded.
Yes.
Yes. And Mrs. Robertson is not inefficient either and kept a record of her own. Now, why didn't you record these visits, Mr. Ash?
Because they were not office visits.
Not office visits? What sort of visits were they?
Welfare visits.
Her welfare or yours?
My lord.
Oh, yes, Mr. Frank. Ask questions, not innuendos, Mr. Parsons.
Yes, my lord. What was the purpose of these welfare visits?
I was arguing with her. I was concerned about the children. With her political activities, they were often on their own.
Yes, I mean, Mr. Rimmer...
Mr. Rimmer was away a good deal at that time.
Ah, yes, we are talking about June, July 72, aren't we? Just after your mother died.
Yes.
Did you talk to Mrs. Robertson about that?
It came up in conversation, yes.
Came up. Didn't it come up rather a lot one evening?
Yes. Yes, it did.
Well, there was something amusing about that particular evening?
Well, Mrs. Robertson gave me a lot of advice.
And that's amusing. That she actually might think herself in a position to give you advice?
Well, yes.
Well, what sort of advice did she give you?
Don't sit around in your mother's old house, sell it and buy a flat, that sort of thing.
Yes, do you find the fact that you were having that conversation extremely surprising?
No, I'd worked very hard on her.
Oh, did you?
If you can get
You had
inside...
worked very hard on her.
If you can get inside a person's aggression, you find they're quite different.
Do you? How? How different?
She did a lot for other people. Of course, she got no method, way she went about things. But she did set about things, got things moving, too. The DHSS isn't perfect. Sometimes we're badly understaffed. Mistakes are made. Well, she brought some of them to my attention. Similarly, with her claimants' union, they'd get hold of the wrong end of the stick, and I was able to point out where there was some...
You collaborated, didn't you?
Oh, no. No, not at all.
No?
No, I wouldn't use that word.
Well, what word would you use?
Well, I'd say there was some exchange of information.
Ah, well, during this exchange of information, didn't you feel that you become rather close?
No, not close. Not in that way. You don't understand.
I don't.
Sometimes she was a completely different person. If she could have stopped drinking and got away from people who expected her, who encouraged her to throw another shoe through another window, she could have been rehabilitated.
Rehabilitated? And you thought that you were the person to do this? Were you attracted to Mrs. Robertson?
Of course I wasn't.
Why, of course. She's a very attractive woman, isn't she?
I just didn't see her in that way.
Oh, yes, you keep saying in that way. What you meant was you weren't sexually attracted, didn't you?
I was not.
But I suggest you were attracted in some way, weren't you? Weren't you? I mean, you keep on talking about this exchange of information.
All right, I did get too involved, but in the case, she was a case. I'm sorry, Your Lordship.
Now, in August, you put your house on the market.
Yes, I did.
And began looking for a flat.
Yes.
You told Mrs. Robertson about that.
Possibly. Yes, I did.
Yes,
I did.
You were thinking of moving near.
I was thinking of moving into my area. I believe an officer should live in his area.
Yes, but at the end of July, Mr. Rimmer returned to the fold, didn't he? And affected your relationship with Mrs. Robertson.
Lord, really, in spite of his most strenuous efforts, my friend has failed to establish any kind of relationship between Mrs. Robertson and my client.
Yes, I think any kind is not right, Mr. Fryer, but I cannot allow the ambiguity to pass, Mr. Parson.
Your Lordship directs. Mr. Rimmer's return. Did this affect your professional relationship with Mrs. Robertson?
It affected her. She began to drink more. Became more quarrelsome.
Oh, yes, her drinking. Let us consider your estimation of her drinking by looking at the events of the evening of September the 15th, 1972. Was she, lurching about in an incapable manner?
It wasn't like a film. She could take a lot of drink and not show it.
What do you mean there was no visible signs at all?
Well, I knew how much she'd had.
Well, how?
I see enough of it.
Yes, but I mean, she could have taken very little or nothing at all and still shown no signs of that either. I mean, as the drinker of the occasional light ale, you are hardly the best judge, are you? Now you say that after she'd been cautioned, she gave you a photograph.
Yes.
And you thought this could be taken away and used as evidence against her, didn't you? Did you find it rather extraordinary that she had done this?
I've explained that.
You've given an explanation, but the jury might think there's rather a more credible one. Now, she gave you the picture, and you quote her as saying, if you want evidence, you can find plenty of it, but you still can't stop my benefit. You see, what I suggest she was saying was that this whole cohabitation business is in such a muddle that you can always produce evidence. Look, here's some more, she said. But it doesn't matter what you produce, you still can't stop my benefit, because it simply isn't true. I am not, and I never have been cohabiting.
It's not what she thinks, it's what we think. And she didn't say it like that. She said, you can't stop my benefit, that's what she said.
And you said to her that unless Rimmer went, you would file this report.
No, I did not. I said I was filing the report, and I asked her if there was anything she wanted to say.
Yes, you told her that evening about the new flat you decided to buy.
No, I did not.
But you can't remember showing her the prospectus? The estate agent's prospectus?
She picked that up.
But you put it down, presumably. You put the prospectus down for her to see, did you not?
Came out with the other papers.
It came out with the other papers.
I was taking them out of my case. I followed procedure exactly. Nothing personal entered into it. I took out my papers preparatory to taking her statement. She saw the prospectus and picked it up. I can't live there, she said. Central heating makes my nose itch.
Had you asked her?
Of course I hadn't asked her. The whole thing was ridiculous. I kept trying to make her see what a serious position she was in, but she kept on laughing. Oh, no, she had had a lot to drink. Well, I said, I understand you have no statement to make and prepared to go. It was then that she brought out the picture. I don't know what she expected that to do. Well, I simply put it in my briefcase with my other papers. That quietened her. Just like that.
And then?
Well, and then she went into the bedroom. I followed her.
Why?
To ask her if she wanted me to include a statement.
But you had already asked her that. Mr. Ash, why did you really go into the bedroom? You had completed all your official business, hadn't you? Cautioned her, told her you were going to file the report, asked her if she wished to make a statement. You put away your papers. What other business had you left to do? I suggest that you had only one purpose in your mind when you went into that bedroom. I also suggest that that purpose was even in your mind before you entered that flat. Whatever words you used or did not use, you used that report to put pressure on Mrs. Robertson to get rid of Rimmer so that you could pursue your own relationship, however you wish to describe that relationship. Now, when she went into the bedroom, you thought you succeeded, didn't you? You made advances, which, when resisted, turned into an attack.
That's not true.
Well, what
That's
is
not
true?
true?
What is true?
Well, she went... I just wanted to cover her up. I kept trying to make her feel some sense of shame.
Now, by cover her up, what do you mean? You want to fasten her dressing gown?
Yes. But I shouldn't have touched her. You see, she thought I was trying to...
Yes, I'm sure she did, Mr. Ash. Weren't you trying to?
No, I wasn't.
Come now, Mr. Ash, you had lost control.
No, but when she heard the flat door go, she flew at me, she attacked me. And then they were both at me, her and Rimmer.
They were both at you. Yes. They assaulted you. And yet am I certain not that you didn't report this matter to the police?
Oh, no. There are often arguments roused. We learn to deal with them ourselves.
Yes, by making reports.
That isn't fair.
What you did wasn't very fair. This is a very vehement report.
No, I reported on the situation.
Oh? Mentally unstable? Manic depressive? Isn't that vehement? Hysterical?
Well, it's what she is.
How do you know? Can you tell me the symptoms of a manic depressive psychosis?
Yes. Moods of elation and depression, which spring up from no apparent cause and persist in a way which normal moods do not.
Thank you.
Or people can swing from one to the other. They go up and down.
Thank you. You're repeating something you've written in a book, aren't you?
Oh, yes, I am.
Yes. You read a lot in psychiatry, do you?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Paperbacks?
Books.
Paperbacks?
Yes.
Yes, from which you pick out phrases you're not entitled to use.
But I know what they mean.
What? You've had training in psychiatric medicine, have you?
Oh, no.
What sort of mood were you in the evening you wrote that report?
Mood? Oh, normal.
Normal? You weren't even slightly resentful? Slightly hurt? You were just normal?
Yes.
Mr. Ash, I suggest to you that you were humiliated when you wrote that report. Humiliated, bitter, and angry. And that you used that report as a weapon against Mrs. Robertson, to put it very simply, just to get your own back, didn't you?
No, I did not.
No,
I did not.
no
And if
further
anyone's
questions, my lord.
trying to get home...
Mr. Ash, from your reading, And from the courses that you've been sent on as part of your professional training, would you describe yourself as having a reasonable lay knowledge of psychiatry?
Yes, I think so.
Now, whether you were right or wrong in your use of psychiatric terminology, did you honestly believe these descriptions to be true when you wrote them?
Yes, I did.
Going back to the weekend, taking the weekend as a whole, can you remember anything about your state of mind?
Well, I was upset. At first. I don't know. But when I went fishing on the Sunday, I remember feeling,
Yeah?
well, sort of relieved. You see, I had got too involved. That is true. But in her as a case, not as a person. That's what I'm trying to. I realized that I should have put that report in months ago, I suppose.
A lapse in duty which you decided to correct on the Monday.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Unless your lordship had any questions, that concludes the case for the defence.
No, you may leave the witness box, Mr. Ash. Mr. Parsons, Mr. Fry, we will now adjourn and consider the questions to be put to the jury.
All stand.
Hopefully. Very pleased, your lordship. Members of the jury, it was Mr. Ash's job, it was Mr. Ash's duty to report on Mrs. Robertson's character, on any matters that might affect her claim. It is the defence's case that he did his duty and no more than that. Now, you've seen Mrs. Robertson, you've heard her in the witness box. In the light of what you've seen and heard, dare you describe his report as inaccurate? There is no doubt that she drinks. And since her flat appears to have been a mini wine warehouse, do you see Big Annie settling for a modest glass or so a day? Was it not therefore reasonable of Mr. Ash to say that she was on the way to being an alcoholic? You've heard of Mrs. Robertson's temper, of her violent outbursts and changes of mood. Was it not therefore reasonable to say that she was mentally unstable? Remember that the official form A6M requires the visiting officer to note the mental stability of the claimant. As to the crucial cohabitation issue, I submit that since Rimmer and Mrs. Robertson had known each other for a period of years, since there appeared to be a common home, a common bedroom, possibly a common child, it was not only reasonable, it was Mr. Ash's duty to put in that report. Indeed, his only error lay in not filing it sooner. And when he did make that report, can there be any doubt as to his motivation? Oh, he had got too involved. He was honest enough to admit that, but was he filled with malice? Did he rush from Mrs. Robertson's flat and pen a vitriolic attack upon her? Members of the jury, he went fishing. He spent the weekend in his usual pursuits, and not until the Monday did he write the report it was his duty to write. Now, in answering the questions that have been agreed between his lordship, my learned friend, and myself, I ask you to consider that he wrote that report without malice, believing it to be true, in which case I ask you to find for the defendant.
Please, your lordship. Members of the jury, I have no doubt in my mind about one aspect of this case, and I'm sure there's very little left in yours. That is that a relationship had built up between Mr. Ash and Mrs. Robertson. It may be a relationship that's very difficult to pinpoint, but a relationship there was. Yet suddenly, Mr. Ash produced a vehement, vindictive, and cruel report on Mrs. Robertson, saying that her mental health was in doubt, she was on the way to becoming an alcoholic, and that she was cohabiting with Mr. Rimmer. Now, it is very important in this case that we should be quite clear whether these statements, first of all, are true or not. Now, I would simply ask you this question. You have all watched Mrs. Robertson during this trial. Does she, for one moment, seem to you like an hysterical, manic, depressive sort of person? An extrovert, yes. A bit loud, perhaps, yes. Compassionate, yes. So compassionate, we have heard, for the work she does for other people with the Claimants' Union. We're on the way to becoming an alcoholic. Now, we only have Mr. Ash's word for that, in his judgment. We've already seen that most of these bottles of wine at the flat were for redistribution, but even if they had have been for home consumption, we have no proof still of alcoholism. And finally, there is the thorny problem of cohabitation. Now, the Supplementary Benefits Handbook states that the 1966 Act does not define cohabitation. Now, I would suggest to you that Mr. Ashe also finds it difficult to define, especially since Mr. Rimmer was never there most of the time, and we subsequently discover that he has further lodgings in London. So why did Mr. Ashe fire this report? Well, sadly, it would seem that after the death of his mother, he wished to broaden his relationship with Mrs. Robertson. And when these advances were met with a rebuttal, it was he who became hysterical. It was he who became manic. And he filed a damaging and libelous report. Libelous because the report was written out of spite, because Mr. Ashe knew that these facts were not true. I therefore ask you to find for my client and to award her substantial damages.
The law on this matter states that the burden of proving that the libel was published and is defamatory falls on the plaintiff. A statement is defamatory if it tends to bring the person mentioned in it into hatred, ridicule, or contempt. Now, it is up to you, but you may think that an assertion that a woman is on the way to becoming an alcoholic, is mentally unstable, is cohabiting with a man to whom she is not married, does tend to bring her into hatred, ridicule, or contempt. So, if you find that the content of Mr. Ashe's report was defamatory of Mrs. Robertson, then the burden falls on the defendant in two ways. The first line of defense is that the matter contained in the statement was true. So, has the defense convinced you on the balance of probabilities that, at the time, Mrs. Robertson was on the way to becoming an alcoholic, mentally unstable, cohabiting with the man, Edward Rimmer? If you decide the report was not true, then you must be extremely careful to bear in mind that you are in possession of certain information heard in this court which Mr. Ashe did not possess. For instance, he didn't know, or it hasn't been established that he knew, about Edward Rimmer's second corner in London. And this brings us to the second line of defense. If you are convinced that the matter contained in the report was not true, then you must ask yourselves if Mr. Ashe honestly thought the report was true and made in the course of his duty, and not out of spite, because if so, then it is covered by what is known as qualified privilege. Now, qualified privilege protects a person who makes a defamatory statement even though it transpires that that statement wasn't true. Qualified privilege can only be destroyed in its turn by the plaintiff proving malice. Members of the jury, will you now please retire and consider the agreed questions put to you by counsel?
Members of the jury, will your foreman please stand? Just answer this question, yes or no. Have you reached decisions on which you're all agreed?
Yes.
The first question. Was the defendant's report likely to bring the plaintiff into hatred, ridicule, or contempt?
Yes.
The second question. Were the statements contained in the report true or believed without malice to be true by the defendant?
Yes.
Then the third question does not apply. Thank you.
Lord, in accordance with the jury's decision, I ask that the judgment be recorded for my client. Mr. Ashe has suffered considerable professional embarrassment during the course of this action and has incurred substantial financial loss. In respect of this, I apply for costs on his behalf.
Join us next week when our cameras return to watch another leading case in the Crown Court.